All right, got a little time before my next client, so I figured it'd be good to talk a little bit about werewolves and what that is, what my plan is for it moving forward. Basically, kind of getting back to the root of why I started down this path 4 or 5 years ago. When I had my son, I knew that I needed to be better. I knew that I wanted to be better in all areas, right? Physical, mental, communication, friendship, relationship, all those things. I knew that I needed to change and that the path that I was on was not only destructive and self-sabotaging, but it wasn't going to get me where, I dreamt of going or being. When I think of the destination, I think like MC. That's the type of club I think of, like very, very exclusive. Not just anybody can be a part of it. The right to revoke is real if you're not living up to the standard, if you're not adding value to not only the community, but your own life, your family's life, your friend's life, then, there is that possibility that you will be revoked. It is an exclusive club where you're paying dues, and it's not much. I know I needed and I wanted a community of like-minded individuals, and luckily, with the age we live in today with social media, I found people that inspired me, that were doing the things that I wanted to do, that were living lives that I was inspired by, and that kind of gave me motivation to move forward and to be better and what to do, right? Because the best way to learn is to learn from people who have already done it, who are currently doing it. So I knew I needed a group and wanted a group, but I just didn't know how, and I also didn't have the confidence to move forward with it, right? A lot of the time, our dreams hit a stalemate because we aren't living up to what we want to preach or what we want to practice or what we want to bring forward. So we don't move forward with it. We don't continue. We kind of fizzle out. And I know that takes time, and a lot of people don't want to hear that. I mean, it took 5 years for me to get the confidence to do the things I'm doing now. And it's not just exclusive to men. I don't want to make it a men's only group or club. I want women to be involved too, so don't think that this is just gender exclusive. Werewolves is for men and women. And the goal is, to bring forward the most elite version of yourself. And what does that mean? It means exactly what it sounds like. Showing up better than yesterday in all avenues, trying to be better in all avenues, not just in strength training. That's a big reason why I'm not just doing programs, why I'm not centering werewolves around working out and training, because it's just a small piece of the puzzle. I mean, I know plenty of people that get an hour workout in a day that are lacking in a lot of other areas of their lives. So that's just a small piece, and I want this community to be about lifestyle as a whole, showing up as your best all the way around, well-rounded, not balanced, because we don't want balance. We want elite. We want extreme. We want to be the most extreme elite versions of ourselves. I think that's good for everyone around you, including yourself. And it eliminates self-sabotage, and it should, if done correctly, allow your life to flourish and make you a person of high value to friends, to family, to your kids, to your parents, to your spouse. And I think that is extremely important, especially if you want a high quality life, if you want to get to the place or the dream that you want to get to. But this is, like I said, this is for like-minded individuals, people that kind of stand out of the crowd, don't necessarily want to fit in. I know a big push for me, why I wanted to find a group like this or be a part of a group like this, was because on the day-to-day, I see myself surrounded by people that don't share the same values or the same goals, or put pride in the same things that I do. I mean, I know there's a lot of you out there, from people I've spoken to online and people that I'm friends with online, that feel the same way. You feel alone in a room full of people, because not only do you not have agreements on what's important and what you should value and how you should act and how you should show up for others. But oftentimes others' ideals and values are like combating yours. So it feels like you're swimming against the current, right? And community is important, and that's coming from somebody who loves isolation. But I know the importance of community, and I know the importance of tribe, and I want to help establish that and build that. And from, like I said, the people that I've spoken to on these platforms, we already have like a tribal bond. We already have like a good community, and we talk about, you know, a number of different topics online. And I just want to make sure that we're all brought together in that, and it's not just one-on-one DMing or texting and stuff. I think there needs to be group discussion, and I think that there's men and women out there that could really benefit from being a part of a community and feeling like they're a part of something bigger than themselves, and that they're not alone. You might not be around the people in the real world that you agree with or you want to be around. Many of them might be bringing you down even. So I want to offer that space, and I want to hold that space, host that space for others, because I know I would love it, and I would have loved it years ago. But like I said, it took time to build that confidence and to establish my own lifestyle that fits in with that, right? Because if you're telling people to do something and you yourself are not doing it or can't do it, you're gonna suffer, because in your head you know that you're asking more of others than what you're bringing to the table yourself. So it took a long time for me to establish the life and the ideals and the values that I think are beneficial and helpful to living a high quality of life and bringing everybody together to do so. So that is what War Wolves, basically in a long, speech, is, and why I'm starting it. It's different from the other endeavors that I'm in, but it kind of coincides with them as well. It's about being the most elite version of yourselves. Obviously, there's a play at, the Ulfhednar, the Wolfskin, Berserkers, because they were an elite class. They weren't just regular warriors, right? I think the world needs more elite class men and women. I've talked about it before. It is so easy to separate yourself from the average today because the average bar is so low. So even if you are separating yourself from the average, you still could be like extremely subpar in your life to what you're capable of. And I don't want myself to use that as a justification of like showing up less than I should be, because I know I'm being more than average. I don't think that's even a good standpoint anymore. Average is so low today that being better than average really doesn't mean much. So the goal is to shoot for being elite. I love the quote, uncommon in a group of uncommon people, right? So like to be uncommon amongst the common, that's easy. That's easy today. But we want to be elite. We want to be the best, very, very best versions of ourselves. And it doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen by making one change in your life. It doesn't happen in a month. It doesn't happen in a year. Going through the trenches myself, it's taken time. So a group will help kind of progress and maybe get the ball rolling a little faster for many people to be able to do that. So that is War Wolves. It's a lifestyle, it's a community, it's a family, it's a tribe, and it's very exclusive, it's very private. We don't want just anybody. So if you're interested in it, it's available up at scaledsociety.com. It's up on my Ironhide Fitness page too. If you're on board with stuff like that, if you want to show up as an elite version of yourself, if you are tired of being bare minimum, if you're tired of being around people that are bare minimum, if you just feel like you need like-minded people in your life to talk to learn from, to discuss with, this is the place. The community discussion is going to be on Discord. That's going to be 24/7 chats. Talk about important things, not trivial things. We'll talk about a number of different topics, I'm sure, but the whole goal is self-betterment, right? And some topics don't fit in with that. I also plan on holding at least 2 video calls a month, group video calls with everybody that can attend and join. That way we can discuss like this, because if you're anything like me, you despise texting and talking over text or DM because it's just very surface level. I'm sure this will touch a lot of you, because people that are going to want to be involved with werewolves probably have some depth to their character, to their person, and that's more achievable with video than it is with text. So 2 video calls a month, 24/7 open discussion chats on Discord. But the hope is it turns into something really, really big where we can start, meeting, traveling, having group gatherings. That's a big thing for me. I would love to have group gatherings where we, practice archery, throw axes, sit by the fire, cook, eat, bond, talk. Very family oriented, very tribal oriented. So if you're about it, if you want to get on board, let's talk. If you already know that you want to be a part of this, it's up and ready to go. So head over to the pages, head over to my Instagram, lane.ironhide, and we can get started. You can get started on your own and join the club.